If you had to bet on it, Joe, Jon Jones, Brock Lesnar, the fight's happening, huh?
Boy, I hope so. Benching is up. They announced Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar.
Love it. I love it. I mean, look at their body types and look at what they are and where they...
Joe Rogan has completely switched gears. Forget Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. That ship has sailed because now Joe's got his eyes set on something way bigger. And we mean colossal. Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, let that sink in for a moment. The GOAT versus the freaking beast. Rogan's completely hooked on this idea. He's calling it the ultimate throwdown, a collision of raw power, insane skill, and legendary status. This isn't just a fight, it's a moment, a firestorm the MMA world is hungry for. And the louder Joe pushes for it, the more intense the hype gets.
You see his NFL combine numbers? He had like legit top flight combine numbers, like ridiculous numbers. 6'3", weighs 283 pounds, a 40-yard dash of 4'7". 4'7" at 283 pounds.
Insane.
Jump 35 inches vertically and 10 feet from the standing long jump. 10 feet. He's hurling almost 300 pounds, 10 feet. He can bench 225 pounds for 30 reps. 225 for 30 reps.
That's crazy.
Dude.
Jon Jones fight.
That should be exciting. What do you think about that fight?
This champ way back when that, I think Jon Jones would be a lot tougher fight for Jon Jones than some of the big hard-hitting guys that can't wrestle very well. Probably not as well as Jon Jones. So it's going to be, I think it's...
Joe's not just dreaming here. He truly believes Jon Jones would dismantle Brock Lesnar. Not just because Jones is talented, everyone knows that, but because Jon's smart, strategic, cold-blooded inside the cage. Joe talks about how Jon destroys his opponents piece by calculated piece. He spots the tiniest opportunities, like a moment when someone's standing up and bam, he slams in a kick or sneaky elbow. That's what makes him deadly, not just the power, the mind. Jones uses old school techniques like wrist control and limb attacks, methods that look almost forgotten but they still work brutally. Rogan breaks it down like a veteran analyst, but it's clear, deep down, he just wants to see this madness unfold.
When you're fighting a guy like
Well,
that.
how about Jon Jones' use of you grab his wrist and he comes over the top with an elbow?
Yeah.
I mean, that is hand trapping.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it really is what it is.
Or when he Glover Teixeira.
Oh, yeah.
That's limb destruction.
Yep.
That's old school limb destruction.
Yeah.
How and why that hasn't been rabbit-holed a lot more. Although you do start to see that in that moment where I get to 4 points and I'm going to stand up and you just kind of decide, okay, that's all right, we'll get back to the fence. In that process of standing up, a lot of guys throw a fight finishing kick there or just at least take that chance to smash your leg with one. There's free shots that exist in these moments. And Jon Jones is a master of...
Joe also points out how Jon Jones is always ahead. 1 move, 2 moves, he's already planning 5 ahead. While someone like Brock leans on size and brute force, Jon relies on vision, precision, timing. Yeah, Brock's a monster, but Jon knows how to handle monsters. Joe doesn't care about Jon's outside the cage problems. When the cage door slams shut, it's game time. Jon's there to win, and win big. Rogan knows that. He sees Jon as more than just a fighter. He's a calculated killer in there, and he wants to see that genius tested against the biggest beast out there. And here's the kicker, Jon wants it too.
Brock Lesnar! If you want to know what it feels like to get your ass kicked by a guy who weighs 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the octagon.
After everything Jon Jones has done, all the titles, all the chaos, he's still eyeing Brock Lesnar. Why? Because Brock is huge, powerful, a brand in himself. Jon doesn't just see Brock as a fight, he sees the drama, the legacy, the money, the show. To Jon, this fight is like David vs. Goliath, modern edition. He's not doing it just to prove something to the fans. He's doing it to make history for himself, for his team, and for everyone who supported him. That passion, that hunger, it's still there.
If you could fight anybody, ever, who would your ultimate fantasy fight be?
I think fighting Brock Lesnar would have been really cool. Brock isn't the most technical guy, but he has a massive fan base. He's a lot bigger than me, and it would have been one of those really cool kind of David and Goliath situation. It would have been really cool for cross-sport promoting, and I think we both would have done great things for our family and for our team. You know, financially, that would have been massive.
I would watch that. That'd be a good fight.
It's never say never. Brock, if you're out there.
That's true.
And you know what? John's not the only one who sees Brock as the ultimate test. Outside the UFC, Brock is a force. In WWE, guys like Roman Reigns have said it, working with Brock isn't easy. Not because he's a diva or anything, but because he's physically terrifying. Roman once said, he picks you up and throws you on your head. No fluff, no safety net, just raw strength. Whether it's pro wrestling or real fighting, Brock Lesnar doesn't know how to tone it down. Roman called him the alpha male of our species. And that's no exaggeration. Brock's not just tough, he's untamed. You don't fight Brock, you survive him.
I've seen videos of Brock wrestling and going really hard sometimes too hard. Is he hard to work with?
Yeah, he's Brock Lesnar, man. He picks you up and throws you on your head. There's nothing nice about that. Yeah, it's very tough to work with.
I
With
want
a human being like that some call him like the alpha male of our species. It's true. He really is what he is.
I think he was a UFC champ at one point.
Yep.
I don't know if he defended his belt. Excuse me, Brock, I'd love to have you on the show one day. Has it ever
sucks,
been
man.
too rough and gotten too real?
No, because I mean, if it's gotten too real, then the performance gets screwed up. But at the same time, my main thing is if you mess my jaw up, I'm not eating good after. But if you hit,
And that's exactly what draws Jon in. People, because Jon's not just looking for title defenses, he's looking for monsters. He's wired to test himself against the scariest people out there. If someone like Roman Reigns says Brock's scary in a controlled ring, imagine what it's like when there's no script, just gloves and chaos. Jones talks about dream fights all the time, Brock Lesnar, even a potential rematch with Daniel Cormier. But let's be real, the reality is changing.
But I'm 46 years old now. It's easier to start talking about, well, I would have did this, and the other one. There's nothing that can be done about it. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not a fighter. And hell, you won 2 fights. I don't know what the point to prove is by talking about what goes on between you and I. We have seen this story. We've had good fights. It was a great rivalry. I enjoyed it. It made me a boatload of money. It was good. But that was 7 years ago. 8 years ago was the last time we fought.
VC, once Jon's greatest enemy, is done. He's 46 now, fully retired, no more grudges, no more comebacks. He's left that war behind, and there's someone else waiting, hungry, ready. Tom Aspinall. But Tom isn't chasing headlines. He's not about clout. He recently said it straight up. I don't want to fight Jon Jones. I'm not chasing anybody. He only wants the ones ready to fight, the ones willing to show up. Tom wants to compete. Clean, simple, no drama.
Jon Jones is probably watching this, so send him a message.
Hello, Jon. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight. So I'm coming for it.
That creates a weird setup. Jon's dreaming of big money clashes with legends. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall is just standing in line, belt in hand, ready to go. DC's out, Broke is unpredictable, and the game keeps moving. Jon might be chasing ghosts, but the real challenge might be standing right in front of him.
How about this? I've got a novel idea for you. I'm retired. I'm done. I'm 46. I'm washed up. I'm a broadcaster. I'm a commentator. I am a talking head. How about this novel idea? Fight the dude that's actually wanting to fight. I don't want to fight Jon Jones. I have no desire to fight anyone. There could be a 25-pounder called me out to a fight and I'd be like, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. Those days are behind me. But how about fight the dude that's actually waiting to fight you? Tom Aspinall.
And while DC has closed the book on his rivalry with Jon, another voice has jumped into the conversation, Chael Sonnen. Sonnen's been busy on the media circuit, getting hit with the same question over and over. Why isn't Jon fighting Tom? Some fans think Jon is dodging him, but Chael's not buying it. He says there's no proof, just gossip. He reminds everyone Jon Jones is the champ, Tom's holding the interim belt. Normally that means one thing, unify the titles, but right now, UFC's rules around interim belts seem, well, kind of messy.
As we speak, but everywhere I go, and I'm with Daniel. But they keep asking about Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, and everybody that has asked the question has prefaced it from a standpoint that Jon Jones is holding this fight up and that he's refusing to fight Tom Aspinall. Now, that may well be the truth. I'm just here to bring to you guys, we don't have that evidence. I mean, we do not have that evidence. Let me tell you what we have evidence of. Jon Jones is the undisputed champion. Let me tell you what we have evidence of. Tom Aspinall is the interim champion. Now, while we fiercely adhere to whatever rules we make up as we go, historically speaking, the interim champion fights the undisputed champion. Like an interim champion does mean one thing historically, which is you're the number one contender. And we're now in a discussion where that isn't true, where an interim championship might actually be defended.
Chael doesn't hold back. He says Jon doesn't have endless choices. According to him, Jon has two options: fight Tom Aspinall or don't fight at all, that's it. It's that black and white. Throwing out names like Daniel Cormier or Brock Lesnar, it sounds cool, but it doesn't change the situation. Jon can't just pick fantasy fights and avoid the real ones. Chael calls it out. Avoiding a fight isn't strategy, it's unemployment. Sure, Jon's made money, but not enough to walk away forever, so all these rumors, distractions, and dream fights, it's just noise. There is only one real path: Tom Aspinall, or no fight at all.
I don't buy it. There isn't two options for Jon Jones. There is for Tom. In fact, for Tom, there's 3 and 4 and 5 options. Jon Jones will be offered a fight with Tom, or he cannot fight at all. And when you're a prize fighter, electing to not fight does not make you good at negotiating. It makes you unemployed. And Jon Jones has done great, but Jon Jones has not made walkaway money. He just simply isn't at a point in his life or career that he's going to be walking away. And when you understand, he only is given one option.
And while Chael's laying out the facts, Paddy Pimblett jumps into the mix. He's fired up. Paddy points at Islam Makhachev, how the guy defended his belt, stepped up on short notice, gave it everything, and even he was reportedly asked to give up his belt when chasing a second title. So why is Jon Jones getting special treatment? Patty says, if that's the standard, then Jon should be stripped too. Legacy doesn't mean you can just hold up the whole division, especially when Tom is ready. He's got the interim belt, he's healthy, he wants the fight. According to Patty, it's time to stop waiting and make it happen. Give Tom the shot, for real.
I didn't think they'd make Islam vacate. But if you're making Islam vacate, Jones needs to be stripped. You know what I mean? If you're making Islam vacate after 4 defences, fighting people on short notice, you should let him try and be double champ.
And Patty's not the only one saying it loud and clear. Ariel Helwani, one of the most respected names in MMA media, spoke up too. He's been covering the sport forever, and even he didn't hold back this time. He reacted to a moment on Instagram Live where Jon Jones brushed off the talk about dodging Tom. Jon laughed it off, said he was just living his best life, no big deal. But to Ariel, that is a big deal, because this isn't just about lifestyle or fun. This is about the belt, the division, the responsibility.
Jon Jones' legacy is intact, and all the stuff he's saying, there's been this story that's been going on and on and on and on. But this one I could understand why it may have upset people, triggered people. Did you guys see on his IG Live, he was talking about the accusations that he is a duck, that he's ducking Tom Aspinall. This is what Jon Jones said earlier today.
I got people in the chat calling me a duck. Meanwhile, I'm living my absolute best life. I don't know if it's considered ducking when you're living good. I don't think.
Ariel laid it all out. He reminded everyone, including Jon, that being champion isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. You defend your belt, or you step aside. He talked about how fighters like Stefan Bonner, Shogun Rua, and Brandon Vera helped build Jon's legacy. They gave him those chances, those defining fights. Now, it's Jon's turn to do the same. But by keeping the belt without defending it, Jon's doing the opposite. He's not just dodging a fight, he's robbing Tom Aspinall of the same opportunity he once had. Helwani doesn't believe Jon is scared. No, he thinks Jon is simply choosing a different path. He's prioritizing his own projects, his own interest, and that's fine if he's willing to give up the belt. Because at this point, it's not just about Jon anymore. It's about the future, the sport, the young fighters trying to make their mark. Ariel's message: defend the belt or vacate it, period.
It's not about you, Jon. It's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your story. if you want to enjoy your life, if you want to be a part of a reality show, if you want to take that money and delay things and hold someone else's dreams back from becoming a reality, that is ducking. That is ducking, because there is a time-honored tradition in this business, in the sport, in combat sports, in fight sports, in sports period, that the whole thing has to move along. It's not about your story. Your story is great and you're living your best life, great. Get rid of that belt. If you want to do that, great. No one will begrudge you. Everyone thinks you've done enough. You've earned enough. You've proven enough. Now allow someone...
Jon keeps saying he's not ducking, that he's just out there, enjoying life, but at the same time, he's still talking about fighting Brock Lesnar. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall is just stuck waiting, with his career basically paused. This isn't complicated. If you've got the belt, defend it. If you're done, let it go. Don't chase fantasy matchups while real contenders are ready to go, because the division, the fans, they're not waiting forever.